Hello, and thanks for tuning in to hear the full story as to what I discovered was holding me back to living the life I'm supposed to live and experiencing life the way I'm supposed to experience, and more importantly, becoming who I'm supposed to become. I was 34 years old, and Cal Ripken's dad had just passed away. It was June of 2001. I was walking my dog, and I was thinking about all the sports talk radio shows that I had been listening to and hearing about the relationship that Cal Ripken Jr. had had with his dad, Cal Ripken Sr. And I got to thinking about the relationship with my dad, and that we didn't have a real tight, close relationship for the simple point that, hey, my dad was working 3 jobs. We were going to school and playing sports. There just wasn't a lot of one-on-one time there to experience. So what I thought about is the one thing I'd like to do for Christmas for Dad is find the first glove that he had ever given me as a hand-me-down when I was 5 years old, and I wanted to play a simple game of catch with him. I'd never played catch with my dad before. Baseball was my love. Soccer was his love. I never really played a game of soccer with him, and he had never played a game of catch with me. But all I wanted to do for Christmas was find that glove and ask my dad for a game of catch. That's all I wanted to do. As I told you, the words that I need to hear are words of affirmation, but the 2 words I needed to hear were love and acceptance to really feel that. 5 months had gone by. We're in November. We're now coming in December, and I have yet to find the glove. It was 5 days before Christmas. I'm over at my parents' house and just sitting there having a chat. My father had recently had a surgery where he couldn't lift anything heavy. He asked me before I left to get a box out of the closet in the basement. He had to get something out of the box. It was too heavy for him to lift. Now, I know you're all thinking, hey, the glove was in the box. Well, it wasn't. Anyway, so before I left, I went down to the basement to help get this box out so my father could get whatever he had to get out of the box. We go down the steps. We open up the closet door, and there's this big box sitting in the closet. Now, I had to put my hands in the sides like a forklift, right? Get my hands on either side of the box, raise it straight up, back out, and then turn. That's how I had to get the box out of the closet. So in doing that, as I put my hands on the sides of the box, I lifted, backed up, and turned. The glove was on the floor below the box. So I don't know how many years that glove was there, but we lived in a family of hand-me-downs, and I had moved on from that glove, gotten another glove, and passed it down to my sister. So in my excitement, I saw the glove, the emotion started to stir, and I asked my dad, I said, can I have the glove? Can I have the glove? And he goes, Rob, it's yours. Take it. I'm like, no, Dad, as you remember, we lived in a family of hand-me-downs, and I gave it to my sister. It even had her name on the glove. He said, Rob, just take the glove. I'm like, Dad, I got to go. So I got what he had to get out of the box, gave it to him, put the box back in the closet, and I was on my way. I went home, I sat in front of the computer, and I just wrote. Just in a stream of consciousness, I wrote what I was feeling, and I wrote a poem to my dad. Now, the last 3 lines of the poem go like this. They say, Dad, all I want for Christmas is not a house, not a car, not even a watch. All I want to do is play some catch. From the heart, Rob. And that was in December of 2001. So I printed the poem out. I put the glove in a box with a baseball in it. I put the poem on top of the glove, wrapped it up. For Christmas, we would go over to one of the family members' house each Christmas Eve, or give or take a day or two, and we'd celebrate Christmas as a family. Now, one of 7 kids, we had spouses and nieces and nephews, 32 kids, 32 people at my brother's house on Christmas Eve. And we were getting ready to exchange gifts. My father was sitting at a table by himself. My wife and I were standing behind him, and somebody at one point said, okay, it's time to exchange gifts. I looked at my wife, and I looked at the box and said, honey, I can't do this. I said, this is too hard. She goes, Rob, this is your idea. You need to do it. So I sat the box in front of my father, and I've never seen emotion in my father in the years, all the years that I've known him. As he opened up the box, took the lid off, pulled out the poem, within seconds, he had tears running down his cheeks. He looked at me, then he finished reading the poem. I was crying, my wife was crying. Next thing you know, you hear my sister in the background yelling, what's going on in there? Next thing you know, 32 people were crying as my father read the poem. He looked at me and he said, okay, when the weather gets nice, we'll play catch. I said, Dad, no. It's been 34 years. All I want for Christmas is a game of catch. So tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., I'm coming over. You have your glove. I'll have my glove. Maybe I'm going to give you a baseball cap. We're going to play a game of catch, and Mom's going to take a picture of it. So that we did. We played a game of catch. My mom took a picture of it. I went home. I transposed the poem on the picture, framed it. I had one for him and one for myself. Now, it was about 6 months later, while at a seminar, I had shared this story with a gentleman by the name of Brian Buffini, who had these seminars, real estate seminars, I'd say twice a month over the years. And I shared this story with him because he was one of six. He grew up in a two-bedroom house. His father was an Italian immigrant. So I just felt the connection. I shared this story with him. And his secretary had given me had shot me an email within a couple months of receiving the poem and the story, asking me if Brian could have my permission to share this story on stage at his seminars. And the reason I wanted to share this is this, because I had gotten to know Brian over the previous 6 months, and he had got to know who I was and what I was all about. And what we learned from this, the way he described it from stage was this. He said, look, Rob's a guy with his foot on the gas going 90 miles an hour. But he's not going anywhere because he's got his other foot on the brake. What was holding Rob back was he didn't understand that he was loved and accepted, but he needed to hear it. So through a game of catch, he heard it. When I was at their Christmas morning and I'm playing a game of catch like that, and I threw him the ball and he receives it, he catches it. He's saying, Rob, I accept you, son. And then when he throws the ball back to me, I hear the words, I love you, son. Metaphorically speaking, when I hear those words through the game of catch, I now realize, hey, my dad does love me. I heard the words through a game of catch. He does really love me. He does truly accept me. I walked away from that game of catch. I walked away really from that seminar after hearing Brian speak about this on stage in front of thousands of people. I walked away saying, you know what? I am loved and I am accepted. Let me take my foot off the brake. And I took my foot off the brake, and it allowed me to keep moving forward to experience life the way I'm supposed to experience it. Are there other things in our lives that hold us back and keep us from becoming who we're supposed to be? Yes, there are obstacles, and I'm sure I'll experience more along the way. But this was the first obstacle, the first hurdle that I was able to break down and allow me to move forward. I hope this really helps you. I hope this has an impact on you, and I hope you can reflect and think about what may have been holding you back over the years. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to this 8-week series, and thanks for allowing me to share a piece of me in the raw so you can understand me better for who I am and what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm all about. Please share this with your friends on Facebook. Tune in on YouTube. And again, always remember, we're available for referrals. And it's more than just a real estate deal or transactions. It's more about me wanting to get to know you and build a relationship with you and you getting to know me. Thanks again. Take care. Have a great day.